You will look back and you will remember there was the country before the eclipse and there was the country after the eclipse. Hello, this is Carrie O'Donnell from Tarot Soul Writer, and if you would like a personal reading with me, please go to my website, tarotsoulwriter.com. Follow the instructions to book a reading, and I'd be really happy to read for you. So today I am going to reveal what I got for April 2024. This is a really big month. I feel like this is a transformational and pivotal month. February seemed a bit dark to me, a little scary. March, we begin to have some small victories where we feel like we're going in the right direction. And then in April, we're actually going to get a surprise of a full transformation. So this is what I got. The eclipse, April 8th, is an important day. This eclipse ushers in great change for the United States. You will look back and you will remember there was the country before the eclipse and there was the country after the eclipse. The messages I received were focused on America, the United States, in April. The Knight of Wands is taking action. I believe he represents Jack Smith and the January 6th trial and information. Jack Smith is going to take Trump to trial. Whether that actually happens in April or it's one of those things we're getting like the beginning of the revelations, I'm not 100% sure, but it kind of felt like he was on trial. This is the month the truth about the insurrection on January 6, 2021 is revealed. We are going to see corruption behind the White House during that time period. That information is going to come out fully. We see what was going on behind the scenes. We are going to see who the key players were. It's all going to be revealed. It all comes out in April. I get Trump during this time on fire, trying to move his followers to rebellion. But here's the thing. As the information in this trial comes out, I saw the scene from The Lion King when the hyenas hear Scar, who they followed blindly, say, and I quote, "It's the hyenas who are the real enemy. It was their fault. It was their idea." And then in The Lion King, the hyenas attack Scar. Something similar is going to happen, because this is obviously a metaphor. That's why I'm seeing the scene with Trump. Maybe he comes out and blames his followers. Maybe he blames the insurrectionists who are already doing time for January 6th. He says it was all their idea. I wasn't involved. Like wiping his hands of the people not having their back. But we always knew that was true. But this is going to be out there, clear, public, something that they just can't deny, or the majority of them just can't deny. I wrote, many Trump followers learn the truth and rebel, not against the United States, but against Trump. We are going to see an awakening from some of Trump's followers, especially when they hear him say those words. And it could be even under oath. It comes out. We have to beware of Trump fleeing to a foreign country again in April, because I get the fantasy from him. He is going to feel pressured during this time. He knows he's losing his followers. He's losing his hyenas. He can't hold them back anymore. And I do get a plan. It's kind of like, okay, let's Trigger plan B. Let's go. I get a hot country like Saudi Arabia. I get Trump trying to flee. I get the word abandonment and separation from the party, from his country, from his followers. But I pulled the death card for Trump. Death comes for Trump. It is the end. Not literal death, but the ending of his reign of terror. And I did hear reign of terror. In April, around this time, the Republican Party is going to split. The MAGAs, who are still lost in delusion and illusion, will leave the Republican Party and start their own. There is no helping them. They are lost. It is by their own free will that they do this. The old guard is going to take control because of money and business. That is what wins out. Money. We will not overturn capitalism for Trump. We will not overturn democracy and lose capitalism. I get the big donors win and the party splits. So somewhere along this time with this information going out, I have Trump thinking about, I've got to go to Saudi Arabia. I've got to initiate plan B, eject, like that kind of thing. And then I get the MAGAs splitting. Now, these could be very extreme people in the House as well. People like Marjorie Taylor Greene, people like Matt Gaetz. Those types of extreme people are going to have their own followers and they are going to split. It's going to be dramatic, but it's not because of some loftier ideals about democracy. I just want to lay it out there. It is because of all this bad press and the truth coming out. The donors are trying to save face. They are trying to save their fortunes, but this time they are aligned with democracy because that's the only way they can stay rich. So for us, it's a good thing, even though the reasons behind it are not lofty or for the greater good of all. They are still making selfish decisions. It's just that in the end, it is a better situation for all of us that they are making this choice. Trump at this point will no longer be able to defend himself at all, and I get him dropping out of the presidential race. He has no choice, I wrote. She has won, Liz Cheney, and he loathes her. So Liz is probably going to be front and center during this time period. All his wrath is going towards the women who take him down, people like Cheney and Chutkan. I get this dark energy that is consuming him. Plans he had of escape will be blocked around this time. It's almost like he might have been able to make this escape happen, but he is so consumed with hate and loathing and, things he should just let go and just scram, but he doesn't. And it's as if that distracts him and he gets caught or his plans are revealed to the public. He is blocked. He is stopped. There's no way that he is going to be able to carry this through. I wrote, there is no escape now. In the aftermath of all of this, a diagnosis of ill health for Trump will be revealed to the public. Trump is lost to desolation and despair. I want to say that this could be a mental health diagnosis. So I don't know if this is dementia. I feel like it's connected to physical symptoms, but I also get there's something here that's mental. So somehow they are revealing a diagnosis that integrates physical decline with his mental decline. And it is going to be revealed to the public. Liz Cheney will emerge again as victor, as the woman who saved the money around the party. And then I heard, where do we go from here? The end of April looks at choice and free will. One side leaves to go deep into illusion. There they feel safe. The other side needs to choose to break through their illusions and make plans for the future. Who do you want to be? What do you want this nation to be? So I get those questions that the new party, the new Republican Party is asking itself. because by April, it's as if we've detached, but we don't know where we're going. We don't know what we stand for. We don't really know what our next steps are. And I thought afterwards, oh, they might be confused about who is our leader. We had a leader drop out of the presidential race. So this is probably the time they're going to ask, who do we want to be? Who are we going to put up as the leader of this party? And to do that, they need to know what they stand for. There may be some retirements during this time, in this transition with the Republican Party. Men in the House and Senate who have gone past their time, and I kind of thought possibly Mitch McConnell could be one of these people who leave. Now, with Mitch, I never thought that he would leave because of politics, that he would leave because of something health related. It could be that all of that's coming to fruition all at the same time. But I do feel a shift. It's like a clearing out. It's the old guard wins, but they're not the old guard. It's I guess, there is a younger element that's taking control of this Republican Party and is sweeping out people who are attached to the corruption of the old way. So even though we could say, yeah, it was the rich donors who won, it's still not quite the same party. In April, also we'll be dealing with some major earth and climate disasters in April. Areas at risk involve wind. I get lots and lots of wind, especially in tropical-like areas such as Florida or the Gulf region or Hawaii. I was seeing palm trees. So I do believe there's something related to wind that they need to be hyper aware of. I also wrote possible large tornado in Arkansas or another southern state in that area. It was in that part of the country. Wind, lots of strong wind in the spring. And then I got this final message. Have faith, little one. Feel the presence of God around you. The sun will return after the darkness, and you will behold a new world. Connect to people during this time. Rise and help those who are victims of blind acceptance, propaganda, and gaslighting. You have the ability to create a new story, to manifest a new dream. Lightworkers are here for this moment, to help birth the new dream and to help the lost move through the old dream, their old paradigm, and embrace the new. See the divine in all of God's creations. Hope does spring eternal. Have faith. Healing comes when we join hands. And I saw, maybe because it's Christmas and because we were watching this movie, but in the film, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, that scene where the Who's in Whoville go around the Christmas tree and they hold hands and they sing that song, Welcome Christmas. And that's a pivotal point in that film because it was when the Grinch realized that he couldn't steal Christmas. He couldn't steal the spirit of Christmas. He could destroy things. He could take away the material possessions, but he couldn't kill the spirit of Christmas, which is pure love. And I feel like that's part of this message, that despite the fact that there were greedy people who tried to steal democracy and they took away rights and they took away those more tangible things, but they have not killed the spirit of democracy. It's as if Spirit's saying, hold hands with your fellow Americans and be sure to spread that joy and love far and wide. The final words were, the sun comes out again. So this is a huge month. It is an eclipse month. We are going to go through that darkness. We are going to feel that sense of fear, and then that sun will return and shine on the new world. I am really excited to see what May brings, but I do feel like between February and April, that's a journey. That's a journey, and it's going to be a huge change for the United States, for the better, may I add. I do not see doom and destruction. I see this for the better. So that is my reading for April 2024. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't, please subscribe and like my channel. It really helps. As always, I appreciate your support and comments. I will be back quite soon for May 2024. Until then, you have a great night. Bye-bye.